Hello everybody and welcome to another one-off airport update, this one of Memphis International Airport, a very interesting airport that has changed a lot in even the past decade, as Northwest used to be a hub here, but ever since they merged with Delta, Delta has not picked up their, where Northwest left off, and is now, most of the airport is quite empty, unfortunately, but still a lot of interesting flights here. Of course, FedEx is super huge, and Memphis. And I was not able to include the FedEx Super Hub in this update because I only have 2 FedEx aircraft in my entire collection. So it would not have looked that great, but we still have one of the aircraft in here, and you'll see that later on in the update. I do have a special guest along with me in this one, my good friend, Joes.
Hey!
So, one question for you, as I have asked everyone else who has come on for a guest appearance. Why did you choose this airport as your one-off model airport?
Let's just say if I could pick any airport to be flying into right now, it'd be Memphis Airport. And it's a kind of charming place too.
Good answer. So, this will be a very fun update. Of course, Joe's is not that much of an av geek, but you know what? It's another person to convert, just like Carmen, who's now the biggest av geek in the world, believe it or not.
Our first aircraft is a United Express CRJ-200. This aircraft came in from Chicago O'Hare and is currently pushing back for its return flight to Chicago.
And I forgot to mention in the intro that all these flights are from Thursday, June 9th, which is in fact our last day of school. And we're recording this on our first day of summer, on the 10th. So far in my summer vacation, I have worked on setting up this airport and have done lap and folk dancing. So we're off to a great start. So anyways, this American Airlines 737-800 arrived in late, about 3 hours late actually, from its flight in from Charlotte, and it will be staying overnight, and I'll be heading back out to Charlotte in the morning. The ant, Jimmy the ant is back, Chair Aviation.
Here is an American Airlines A319 in the American West Heritage livery. This one came in on a flight from Dallas-Fort Worth. This will later be doing a return flight back to Dallas.
And being backlit a little bit here, we have this American Eagle E-175 with the enhanced winglets. This is operated by Republic, and this one came in from Washington, DCA. This will be doing a turnaround and heading back out to Washington, DCA.
Next is this American Airlines A321 in the Stand Up to Cancer livery. This aircraft also made its way in from Charlotte Douglas Airport, and this will be doing a turnaround and will be heading back out to Charlotte.
And apologies for a bit of the glare on this one. This one is right in the light, so there's a little bit of a glare here, but at least the lighting's a little bit better than on the previous E-175 for American Eagle. This one is doing the Newark turn, operated by Republic as well for this aircraft.
Yeah. This next aircraft is this Allegiant Air A320. This aircraft came in delayed from Fort Lauderdale and will be doing another turnaround to Fort Lauderdale.
So many turns here at Memphis. Get used to them, because there'll be plenty more. And we can't have an airport update without this beautiful Delta Connection CRJ-900. This one is operated by SkyWest, and this one came in from Detroit Metro, and it will be doing a turnaround heading back out to Detroit.
Yeah, no, everyone's favorite. This Spirit A320 came in from Las Vegas and will be heading back out to Las Vegas.
Love Spirit. And are you ready for something that's not a turnaround? Here we have the Southwest Airlines 737-700 in the Kenya Blue livery with splits. This one came in from Atlanta Hartsfield Jackson and will be staying overnight, and it'll be heading out to Houston Hobby in the morning. So finally something that's not a turnaround. That's been everything so far, and good to see something that's not just a turn, because it makes it a little bit more interesting to talk about the aircraft and the flights. But really cool here to see this one in here. Of course, I love this aircraft. This is one of my favorite aircraft in my collection, the Southwest 737-700, so I'm glad to use it in this update. So really cool there. We actually got 2 Southwest Airlines 737-700s in the old livery, one of them with the Scimitars, which is the flight that I'm representing. Then we had another one in from Chicago Midway with the regular blended winglets, and that one continued on to Atlanta. So cool to see here, Southwest. These are kind of a dying breed, but cool to see that there are still plenty out there to see. Of course, I do really like this livery, and I will miss it going into the future, but glad that we still have a few more of these Kenya Blue livery out there. So Going to be missing them in the future, but glad that we still have them now. I'm glad to have this model too.
Here is a Frontier A320neo in the Baja the Whale Shark livery. This one came in late from Orlando and will be doing a turnaround back out to Orlando because all planes leave to Memphis.
And just taxiing in here, we have this United Airlines 737-800. This is in the Continental Globe livery. This one is just taxiing on its flight in from Houston, flight 2000 actually. Pretty interesting there. And it'll be staying overnight, and it'll be heading out to Houston. This is, of course, Houston George Bush Intercontinental, and not Houston Hobby like the Southwest 737-700. But we get to see both Houston airports in this update. So cool there. Glad that I could incorporate this one too, because most of the flights here are all United Express, but I did see some of these 800, or at least this particular day. I think this actually might be the only one. You Memphis spotters will have to let me know how often you get some of these flights. So this is really interesting. Of course, we saw a lot of American here. American seems to be the biggest airline, but United also seems to be pretty decent here. Southwest, of course, they also get Spirit, Allegiant. I think in this airport update, I included every airline that flies to Memphis, at least every commercial airline. You'll have to let me know if I'm missing any. But able to hit on pretty much everything here at Memphis in this airport update. But there is one thing that's missing, and we will now cut to that in a second.
It couldn't be a Memphis update without a FedEx aircraft. If you've gone to school in Memphis, everyone's parents work at FedEx. It's just this massive force within the city, and Memphis Airport is the busiest cargo airport in North America. Here's a FedEx MD-11 taxiing in from Miami and will be heading over to the FedEx Super Hub. It will head it out in the morning to London Stansted.
That's not what it says on Flight Radar. In fact, for this particular flight, there are no current scheduled flights departing. But I saw London Stansted was one of the routes for the MD-11, and I figured that's pretty cool. So that's why the London Stansted is on here and not whatever this actual aircraft ended up flying out on. But still pretty cool here. Of course, since I do not have a very big FedEx fleet, so glad to get this one in here because, well, it's a brand new aircraft. This is actually the first time this has appeared in an airport update, I'm just realizing, so that's pretty cool here. Fittingly, it is at Memphis, so glad to get this one in here because, of course, I needed to put it in here. And so that'll do it for this one-off model airport update of Memphis International Airport. Thank you so much, Joes, for joining me on this airport update. You were absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, no, thank you for having me. I'd love to be on here.
Great to hear it. And I will see you tomorrow. And as always, good night. Auf Wiedersehen.